Trinity Sports Medicine, the Orthopedic Institute, and P3 Performance offers you the best fully integrated and patient-centered approach to health and wellness in the tri-state area. Our team will coordinate and customize your care using the latest accelerated recovery treatment options available, dedicated to help any athlete at any level to protect, progress, and perform. Unleash your potential at Trinity Sports Medicine and P3 Performance.
Hey, welcome to the Star Sportscast week, Week 7 of the football season, week 6 of the Parcast.
Not only, it's a living tribute.
What do you want to name your son?
7, like George Costanza.
7. Well, this way, if you
it's Mickey Mantle's number.
I agree. And I gave you the trivia quiz the other night.
Yeah. Mickey Mantle, one of the only players to hit 22, to hit four postseason home runs.
4 postseason homes at the age of 22. Mickey Mantle was the first. Andrew Jones was the second, and Miggy Cabrera. Mm-hmm. And Bryce Harper
is on his way.
Is at 3. Yeah.
Good job.
You want Bryce Harper on your team?
Yeah. Well, no, because my team's the Pirates.
No, but would you want him on your team?
Yeah, but my team's the Pirates, and we have...
Okay, that's not what I asked you.
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
I would like him, but there's no place to put him.
I understand that. I understand that part. But people say how much they hate Bryce Harper.
I've always loved Bryce
unless
Harper.
He's on your team.
Right.
Yeah, because of his...
cocky attitude, whatever you want to call it. But
look, when you're on Sports Illustrated at the age of 16, you got a little cockiness in you.
Just
obviously.
like LeBron. LeBron was on there too.
And LeBron's
I like them both.
Yeah, you like LeBron better. He's back in Cleveland. Don't
yeah.
You?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Northeast Ohio boy, just like me.
Oh my gosh. He missed.
I sipped.
He sipped. Week 7 high school football. Harrison Central 3-3 at 2-4 Edison. Harrison Central 6th in their region, so they're in the playoff hunt. They go to Derek Stickles' crew, coming off a win at Buckeye Local. Harrison's coming off back-to-back losses to Martins Ferry and St. Clairsville.
Right.
So how was Kropka when you talked to him?
Good. I mean, I asked him just kind of how he feels being 500 past the midway point of the season, and he's right where he wants to be. They're in the position to win the playoffs.
Right.
And he says the game last year for against Edison was a triple overtime thriller between Edison and Harrison Central, and it was kind of and they finished out the season on a high note. So they missed the playoffs last year, but this is kind of a tipping point for them in the season. They can go to Edison and get a big win and be in an even better position for the playoffs.
How about Stick?
Stick, he's excited for this one. He's
when isn't he excited?
He's wary of Harrison Central's athletes because they are athletic. Zach Arbogast at quarterback, Travis Stenson at running back, good receivers.
The Mitchell brothers.
Yeah.
And if Gio Rocky comes back,
there's a lot of weapons.
There's a lot of weapons there. Yeah.
But on the flip side, Kropka's scared of Ethan Shannon for Edison, who had over 100 yards rushing last week against Buckeye Local, and he can do a lot of things. Because
then he said he reminds him of a Ferry kid.
Yeah, just a real tough kid that he grew up with. So and I told you that Kropka and Stickles kind of seem like mirror images of each other.
Yeah, almost. I agree with that.
Stickles is beginning his career. Kropka's been there for a while, but they're
Kropka's
both
old, man. This is 10th year. He's old.
And 10 years from now, Stickles will be a Kropka, as Kropka is a even older guy who's still at this, right?
Kropka will be a 20-year-old, 27-year-old is what he'll be. A 20-year, 27-year-old is what Kropka will be.
Yeah,
exactly. UL goes to Indian Creek in a very interesting game because UL is coming off a win over Edison, then losing to Ferry late, where they were beating Ferry 21-20. Indian Creek's coming off a 13 fumble, 7 loss fumble win over Beaver Local.
Yeah.
And look, if you fumble the ball 3 times, you don't win. You fumble the ball 13 times, you don't win. You fumble the ball 13 times and lose 7, you don't win.
Yeah,
and the Redskins win.
That's nuts. Then Beaver Local scores first on them, so they're down 7.
Not only first play of the game.
Yeah. So they got to
go 78.
Just a complete uphill battle for them, but they're able to go up there and pull out a win. And then on the flip side of that, Creek also forced 9 fumbles for Beaver Local.
4.
So the defense definitely
that
saved
defense
them in
has
that
been good all year. That defense has been good all year long, and it's been overlooked for morons like me. And but they are a good defense. They held Beaver Local to, I think, the 39 carries for 55 yards the rest of the game after the 78-yarder. And goal line stand. Zach makes 2 tackles, first and goal. I mean, they get fourth. They stop them at the 2. Indian Creek gets the ball back. They fumble on the 21, and then come back and hold Beaver Local on 4 downs. That's just putting a whole lot of pressure on your defense.
And this was a big game for them too. Kind of an unfamiliar opponent in Beaver Local, and a team that's going to be in the league next year that they're going to be seeing down the road. So yeah, just kind of a welcome to the Buckeye 8 moment for
talk about talk about winning a game with a bunch of adversity. That would be it.
Yeah.
I could envision seeing Andrew right now on the sidelines when the ball's being fumbled, like for the 13th time. Oh my gosh, he had to be going nuts.
Pretty scary.
It had to be going nuts. Barnesville goes to Steubenville Catholic Central. Steubenville Catholic Central has to look in the windshield and not look back to what happened last week. Dropping 1 to 29-28 to Bel Air.
They had a big lead on that in the first half.
21-3, and like I tell everyone, the team on the other side wants to win too.
Yeah.
And they make halftime adjustments too. But Central had a hard time tackling Justin Loftman.
He ran for almost 300 yards. That's when you're going up against a running back like that, it's tough. But this is going to be a big bounce back game for the Crusaders because I'm sure they're embarrassed by that. They're still in the playoff hunt until it says mathematically eliminated next year name. You're still in the playoff hunt. Yeah, even though it's so far into the middle of the season, there's still a lot of football to be played.
A whole bunch because they still have 4 games to go. They can still run the table. And all the games played Friday night are all at 7 o'clock. And, it's a little different when Steubenville Central's playing Friday night at 7 because Bigger is playing Saturday night at 6. Excuse me. Then you have Bellsville at Toronto. The Red Knights coming off a big win last week at Ashtabula, which they should have done. And now they get Bellsville coming in, who's struggling a little bit. And Toronto just needs to take care of business. Yeah,
just like they did last week, they go up to Ashtabula St. John, run over a team that just started getting football back after a 5-year hiatus, beat them 44-0. So hopefully they could put up those same numbers this week against Bellsville because they're still kind of on the outside looking in at a playoff spot. I think I saw they're 9th or something in the region. So they need these wins to move up a couple spots to get a playoff game.
And then Beaver Local goes to another Buckeye game. They go down to Buckeye Local, who's winless. So what did Coach Pest have to say?
He's excited for this one. He said that he's watched film on Beaver Local. He sees a pretty good matchup for his team to get their first win. He sees that Indian Creek kind of had their hands full a little bit, obviously, with Beaver Local. And if they can do the same and put them on the ropes, this could be a winnable game for Buckeye. Jared Moore, their quarterback, is throwing the ball really well in his, backup role, but now he's been the starter for the past 3 games. He's throwing the ball better, averaging about 150 yards passing each game. Good news from Coach Pest, too. He says that Tyler Miller, the quarterback who was injured in the car accident a couple weeks ago, will likely be playing within the next week or 2.
That's wonderful.
He's been released from the hospital for a while now. He's joining the team, starting to get back into practice. They said he may not start a quarterback right away. They'll put him in on defense and then ease his way back into quarterback. It is his senior year, so
and he wants to play.
Yeah, that's special to him. And he also said that the 2 other kids, Logan Barsh and Devin Marcus, are still hospitalized, but they're starting to move better and walk better, and the doctors expect full recovery. So
that's wonderful.
Very good signs, and they come a long way from what we saw out of them 3 or 4 weeks ago when that accident happened.
Yep. See, folks, prayer works. Bottom line. 2 other Friday night interesting games. You got 0-6 Liverpool at 1-5 Oak Glen. I mean, interesting because obviously both teams are pretty much out of the playoff hunt, but you got a rivalry game, battle of the bridge, so to speak.
Right across the river.
Right across the river. Oak Glen's done some wonderful things. They played some decent football last week against Weir High. They just played a really good Weir High team. They came back, as you saw the week before, down 28-6 to Central and made it a game.
Right.
And Liverpool's looking at it like, they've played some good halves and they played some good, but they haven't put a full game together. They're looking at like, okay, Bucks, we can get our first win.
Yeah, that's going to be the message for both these teams, I think, just to put a full game together, come to show up. I mean, Oak Glen and Weir is their big rivalry game. This is also a big rivalry game, but it's just going to see how each team bounces back. As Wheeling Park killed East Liverpool, Weir killed Oak Glen. How can both of these teams bounce back and come out of there with a win?
A big bounce back. And then Magnolia coming off 2 heartbreakers, losing 8-7 to Wheeling Central and 25-24 to Monroe Central. They go to Weir High, who's sky high. Won the Carl Hamill Trophy last week, beating Oak Glen, playing really good football. And, their defense is playing really good. Weir High's defense is playing really good football. I watched them last week. They held Oak Glen scoreless the first half. Then the first drive of the second half, they had a goal line stand against Oak Glen. And then I think a little bit later, Larch went 88 the other way, and it was over. But that defense is playing really good football, and they will be tested with Magnolia.
Yeah, and the way their offense has been playing, too, has been outstanding. Larch, you said, has that 80-yard touchdown run. He had another big touchdown run earlier. Cam Davis had 2 big touchdown runs, I think, of over 30 yards each. They're a fun team to watch right now.
They are a fun team to watch.
It seems like every team says that they're improving week by week. Weir High is definitely improving week by week. They're literally just a yard away from being undefeated right now.
From being 6-0.
If they punch that in against Harrison Central. But that didn't hurt their confidence at all. They were able to bounce back, and literally have been improving every week, and they should be in a good position for a postseason run too.
I love being on that sideline. I love being on all sidelines, but that sideline's kind of fun. It's really fun considering, I was on the sidelines 2 years ago when they were 0-10. And on the sidelines last year when they won the first game against Grafton. So it's fun to be
just a drastic difference.
Honestly, during the 0-10 season, all the coaches were saying the right things. Weir High had 27 kids. 2 years ago, in Tony's first year, they had 27 kids. Well, now he has, from 7th grade to senior, they have about 120 kids in the program. Yeah. And 2 years ago, they had 27 total in the high school program. So that's a huge. That's just huge for them, and it's just fun to see. All right, we have 2 Saturday games. Another interesting one is this is Big Red's 3rd straight undefeated opponent after playing Mathison, which is undefeated, last week playing
Athens
undefeated. They're playing St. Joseph, New Jersey, undefeated. And it's 6 o'clock game at Harding Saturday. Big Red has to lick their wounds, so to speak. They, obviously they had a lot of good things come about with scoring 42 against Athens. Right. But the Joe Burrows kid was obviously the real deal, and Trey Williams, man, I'm not sure they'll play anybody better than those two.
Yeah, they were both athletes. Burrows, it's funny, the first 2 possessions for Athens, he fumbled and gave the ball back to Big Red, but he was able to bounce back from that. He's missed tackles. He made things happen with most other quarterbacks. Big Red would have been able to get 5 or 6, maybe 7 sacks on him, but Burrows escaped tackles, kept his feet moving, throwing the ball.
Big boy.
And he found his wide receivers open downfield to get some big scores. But it was just an offensive shootout between those 2 teams. And
I think Big Red had 2 starters out, which from what I understand, they'll be back this week, which should give them a full complement of health. Against going into week 7. Obviously they need to win, because they slipped to 6 in the regional standings. And I just think that's it's a new opponent. I think it's going to be great football.
Yeah, this St. Joe's team, they've won, I think, 3 state championships in the past few years. But a state championship in New Jersey is like winning an OVAC championship. They give out like over 20 state championships in New Jersey. Yeah, I think St. Joseph's is only competing against like 8 other teams in their region to win like that section of a state title. Oh. It's weird, but I guess that's just how they do it in New Jersey.
Such is life. But they're still state champs.
And they're still 5-0, and they're still tough.
Exactly. And then the other Saturday night game is Madonna, stinging from a 18-13 loss at Bridgeport, goes to Bishop Donahue, who got healthy last week against Conotton Valley after back-to-back tough losses to Clay Battelle and Clark Springs Notre Dame. Madonna needs to find the right part of the ship and right it here real quickly. Yeah. Otherwise,
that just might be tough against Bishop Donahue
team. It's tough against Donahue team, and Donahue's looking for revenge because Madonna beat him last year, but the year before Madonna beat him, I think 15-7 on a 70-something yard run by Comas. Something stupid like that. So Donahue's they're just looking for payback, and everybody knows it.
Yep, and Madonna's looking to show that team that lost to Bridgeport isn't who they are this year. I mean, nobody really expected that to happen. No, and they'll have everybody on that team will have to look themselves in the mirror like they have all after almost every game this year and bounce back against Donahue.
Bounce back fast, bounce back quickly, and because no one's feeling sorry for him. I keep telling everyone, right? No one feels sorry for you.
Even though Joey Wijak still has a lot to learn, but he's been playing okay. But missing Comas and all those seniors.
It's just
really tough.
It's just got to find you just have to once those kind of kids leave, you have to find your identity because 15 seniors leave, and that's part of your identity. Right. Now you got to find a whole new identity. I'm not sure Madonna's found theirs yet.
No, but
they best find it quick. Wow. Hi, Mike. Yep. What is it? Week 7? 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 weeks to go. Wow. Oh, that sounds like rain outside. Wow. Yeah. No rain. I don't want to take pictures in the rain. I hate taking pictures in the rain.
Make sure you wear your poncho. You have a poncho?
I have something, yes. I don't have a Mike McElwain signed poncho, but I have a poncho.
Are you wearing a belt, unlike Mike McElwain?
Oh, what's it? He's saying wrap it up?
Yeah.
Next week we'll talk about candy. Because we like candy.
We got sweet teeths.
Sweet teepees. See ya. Bye, Mike.
Good. They're very refreshing.
What are they?
Like they're fruity things. It's like a Skittle except rounder and not as hard. They're not. Do you like Mike and Ike's?
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
them.
they're good.
They're kind of chewy. You
They're-
mean Ike and Mike's
They're
are
more chewy than
They're more
Skittles.
chewy.
but more firm than a say gummy bear.
Yes.
Yes.
They're not nowhere near.
It's
gummy
between a gummy bear and a Skittle, I'd say, maybe.
bear, really. Is it more on the Skittle side or the gummy bear?
It's more on the Skittle side, but it's got a little gummy bear-ish to it taste-wise. And this is a wonderful conversation.
Our next podcast should just be Star Candy Cast.
Star Candy. Talk about, bottle caps by Willy Wonka.
And Fun Dip.
Ring pops.
Twice. There are two
There were
sips.
2 sips. So I give you a bonus. You didn't sip it all. It's too late. Too late.